In October of 2021, my grandfather passed away. So we headed to Puerto Rico for the funeral. Natalia met her great-grandma on my dad's side for the first time. And the first few days we stayed with family before we transitioned to a hotel. The reason we went to a hotel is because we knew we would be back and forth exploring the island. So we didn't want them to have to worry about like staying up and unlocking the doors and things like that. So we just thought it'd be best if we had our own space.
Eva, ¿tú vas a comer alcapurria? Eva, ¿tú vas a comer alcapurria? Okay. No sabe. No sabe. No sé.
Son 4 alcapurrias más. Serían 5 alcapurrias para cada una para allá, una para mí y la
Hello.
This right here is my grandfather's old store, and my grandma and grandpa used to live right above it in that top area there. Of course, now it's nothing. It's just kind of rubble, but it was kind of cool going visiting right after the funeral, where we all used to go and get like free candy and drinks and stuff from him.
Eso.
Para allá, mamá, para acá. ¿Para dónde vamos?
Él dijo que no puede hacer cocina mejor que yo. She loves it. I've never seen her be so excited. He's ready to have a cocina.
Whoa!
Shut up and just follow my line.
Oh, so we got a puppy. Wait, actually, hey.
Wait, show me. Show.
Oh, you just want to sit?
Show me,
You
Josue.
just want to sit. That's what you want. Let me have my coffee and I help you.
Yeah. You want some coffee?
Whatever. Chicken.
I played the hand that I was dealt, and I knew exactly how to do it.
Oh! She smacked that
Johnny, do the facial expression that you do on TV.
I can't. Go, Daddy.
Oh my God.
The next day, we decided to go to the T-Mobile district. It's super touristy, but it's also a pretty good hangout spot. I had never been. It's fairly new, so we had kind of a late night with Natalia and my cousins.
Bringing everyone who like a long time.
Everybody's dead in there.
Yeah, bro.
No. The funeral thing.
Initially, we felt a little bit guilty about bringing Natalia out so late. We were like, oh my God, we're going to be the only parents with a tiny child. But it wasn't the case. There was a ton of like kids there because of this area here with the green that you see. They were dancing, they were playing, so we felt less guilty. So it's actually kind of family friendly in the middle there.
¿Cómo la estás pasando, ah? Sí, está guiando. Sí, guiando. Chula. Ajá. Eso, tú no ves eso en casa. ¿Eso no está en casa? Hello, mamá. ¿Cómo haces eso? Mira el pollito. Mira el pollito.
Mamá.
Se asustó.
Mamá.
Qué bonita.
Mamá.
Beba, vamos, mira.
Mira.
Mira el pollito.
Pollito. Mira. Mira.
Mira el pollito, mamá, tócalo. Se asustó.
Mira la pata.
Le cogió miedito a las patas.
Mira, ahí. Ya lo tiene ahí.
Eso,
Lo tiene ahí. Mira.
mamá.
Mira, mira.
Ay, ay, ay.
Pero mejor si no haces
No
nada.
hace nada.
Dame la
Mira, mira,
manita.
mira, mira el pollito.
Mi amor.
Oh, sorry.
Mira, tócalo. Hazle así, hazle así.
No, no quiere. No. Mírala ahí. No está, nena. No está, nena. Mírala ahí.
Once we were done visiting family, Josue and I decided to check out this coastal town called Naguao. We had both never been to this town, but Josue found like an Instagram post or something. He wanted to check it out. So it's a pretty good, cool day trip. The weather wasn't great, but it was still a cool ride.
El agua.
Está sucia, parece que había una tormenta.
Yeah, but it's still pretty. It's a pretty little town. Vente, mamá, vamos a tomarnos una foto.
Mira, mi amor.
¿Dónde está?
Mira la foto.
Mira la gente. Hold on, she's stirred up. Okay. Nati probando el Imbel. ¿Te gusta? ¿Está rico? ¿No? ¿No está rico? ¿Pero te estás relambiendo ahí?
The next day, we decided to head to San Juan, mostly because we were really close by, but we usually leave this for the last parts of our trip because we've been to San Juan a million times. This is where cruise ships will drop you off and things like that. This area here that you're seeing is called La Perla. It became really popular when Luis Fonsi released Despacito, and a lot of tourists like to go down in there. Not a great idea. You can go in, but it's most definitely at your own risk. People who live there are very territorial with it. It's just not a really good neighborhood if you're not from there. I have never been there, and I've been to Puerto Rico for years. My husband, who's born and raised in Puerto Rico, has never been down there because you just don't go in there. So like these videos where they're like, oh my gosh, I went down to La Perla, like I got attacked. Well, yeah, that's not. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like going into a neighborhood that you're just not from, and it's very obviously you're not from there, and then you're filming and exploiting them, so they're going to retaliate, and like even cops don't go down there. So not a good idea if you're coming to visit La Perla. It looks very pretty from the outside because it's colorful, but it's just not a great idea to go into La Perla and visit, even if you're allowed to go in now. Before, you couldn't even go in. They've allowed tourists to go in there, but it is at your own risk, just FYI. We decided to go to El Morro, which is that fort that you're seeing right there in the distance, and we bought a ticket to actually go in and visit both, because there's two of them. There's one really big one and the smaller one, and we went into both. We actually just started doing this when we go to Puerto Rico now. We used to just like go around it and not really go in, but it's actually pretty interesting, and there's some shops on the inside too.
Mira, mamá. Pepa.
No, hay un miquito allá.
Uno, dos y tres. Uno, dos, mira, mira. Uno, dos, y tres. Chula. Ve, viste el mega. Dale, mamá, dale. Dale, beba.
¿Está cansada?
Ish. Ish. Está bien atrevido el botecito ese, porque eso es una lanchita chiquita y esto es mar, like, abierto. It's a little boat. No. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? Ay, Dios mío, es que tiene sueño. ¿Usted, mamá? ¿Pancha de qué? De tamarindo. Pancha de tamarindo. Piragua de tamarindo.
No, mamá. Esto es lo que lo hacían, que los vendían en un vaso de papel.
Sí, sí me acuerdo. Y se mojaba todo y...
So the rest of the footage is kind of lacking because we were going to go through the Paseo de la Princesa, which is this path along the side of El Morro and stuff, but between the heat and I must have eaten something that didn't set right with me, I needed to look for a bathroom. So TMI and FYI, there are no public restrooms in Old San Juan except for like in the cruise ship area, which is why we were here. This was already after the fact, but we were rushing everywhere just to try to find a public restroom that I could use, and I thought I was going to not make it. Fortunately, I did make it, but then I just didn't feel like filming anything afterwards. So I really wish I had been on my vlogging game back then, but hopefully we'll be back and we'll do some better informational type of vlogs. See you on the next one.